She make me feel so good, better than I would by myself or if I was with somebody else.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I was just going to film another tutorial for you today using the Subculture palette. Open it up. I just dropped a little paper in there, but I mean, it looks good. So we're just going to jump right in and get started. First we're going to prime our eyes and under our eyes. Like I said, I like to do my concealer first and then everything else after. Got my beauty blender. So I'm just going to take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I love this concealer. It is the absolute best. So I'm just going to take this and I just go on my eye and then I go under my eyes, just like that. And then you just take your beauty blender and blend it out again. Thought while my kids were at their dad's I could get another video filmed. They were out of school most of the week. Make sure it's all the way blended, kind of almost up into your hairline, so that way you don't have like a harsh line right in this area of where the concealer stops. Once again, my window is open. Yes, you can hear the cars go by, but it feels so good. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're just going to take our translucent powder and we're just going to set our eyes and make it a good base for our eyeshadow, which I think is key whenever you're trying to blend eyeshadows, by having that base on there. Okay, so I just set my lids with that. Starting out, I want to take a big fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M441 brush, and I'm just going to put Dawn, the second color, right here. So I'm going to use a little bit of Dawn, and I think I'm going to use this New Wave color right here. So I'm going to take both of those together and see what happens. It is very pigmented, as you can see. Same thing to the other eye. Like I said, it's super pigmented. I'm just going to go in our crease area. And I did bring it in as we started getting less product on our brush. It takes a very light hand to work with this palette. I'm going to go in with a smaller tapered brush so that way we can work on the outer crease. We're going to use the Morphe 330 brush. I really like it. It's really, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of thicker down here and then it gets to a point up here. So we're going to go in with a little bit of fudge. And I think a little bit of All-Star. So lightly tap our brush in there so we don't have as much fallout. And then we're just going to place this on the outer corner. Just like that. And as soon as we feel like we don't have, just going to kind of blend it into the rest. So we're going to bring that in, the less that we have on our brush. It should be gone now. And it's just going to blend it all together. We're going to do the same thing on the other eye. You want to make sure you tap off that excess. You do not want too much on your brush. You have to have a very light hand when using this palette because they are so pigmented. Those darker colors on, you want to take the same brush that you used to apply the other colors, and you're just going to go over everything. There's no extra product on this brush at all. I'm just running it over just to make sure that we have everything blended out evenly. I think we're going to do a little bit of adorn on our lid, which will be this color right here. And then I'm just going to use the brush that was in the palette, this flat side right here, and apply that to the lid. I did not wet my brush because I want to see how this applies. It applies really nice, and it definitely does blend in to where we had it and where we started. I'm not getting not any fallout on my face at all. I'll go ahead and do this eye. Just kind of want to take it all the way to that darker color and then stop. And then we'll blend it together. Going with this rowdy color right here. It's a really pretty purple, honestly. So I think it'll look good with that that fudge and all-star color that we put on the outer corner. So we're just going to dip our brush in there very lightly, tap off the excess, and then we're just going to place that on the outer corner just to deepen it up. It's almost like a black. And then we're going to do the same thing again on the other eye. Alright, then we're just going to take the same blending brush yet again, and then we're just going to go over all of it. There's nothing on this brush other than what we used earlier, which is gone. You just want to blend it all together and make sure you have no harsh lines. You can do the same thing to this eye. I actually really like this palette. So now we're just going to take those same colors that we used on our eyes, and then we're going to go underneath. So that would be New Wave, and then the Dawn. And I'm just using a little bitty tiny brush. Looks like this. I'm just going to sweep that underneath. Those two colors definitely have a lot of fallout in the palette. Alright, so now we're going to go in with those darker colors. So I'm going to take a flat definer brush, and I'm going to pick up some Fudge and All-Star. And tap off the excess, and we're just going to right up against the lash line. Just about to the middle of the eye. Just about right there. You can see where I stopped. We're going to do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, and then I'm going to take a little bit of that Rowdy color, and I'm going to put that on the bottom as well. I'm going to use the same flat definer brush. Just kind of wiped it off. Pick a little bit of that up. And then we're going to put that down here as well. Just on the outer corner right here. Basically, as big as the definer brush is how far I'm going with that color. So we're going to do the same thing over here. I'm just wiggling it back and forth to get the product on there. And that's it. I'm not going any further than as big as this brush is. And then you want to take a brush and blend that out. And blend it all together. I used stick foundations today. I used 2 different colors to make my color because they don't have one that matches me, so I just kind of do a swoop there, and then same thing on the other cheek, one down here, here, then I'll take and do the same thing. So then we are going to get our trusty blending brush out. I'm going to spray it with some of this Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. It smells amazing and I absolutely love it. And then we're just going to buff this all together. Now that we have our foundation on, I'm just going to use my translucent powder to set my face. Or to set certain parts of my face, I guess I should say. Okay, so yet again, my Morphe E1 brush, a little bit of powder. I'm going to tap off the excess because I do not want to look all pale and white because that's just not the look I'm going for today. So with the Too Faced Pink Leopard bronzer, I'm just going to take my Tarte Kabuki brush and dip it in there. Tap off the excess in my cheek area. It's kind of like a blush too. A little bit up here. Alright, for blush we are going to use the Tarte High Performance Naturals. Their new blushes that they came out with. So we're going to give this a whirl. That's a pretty container. And then when you open it up, it's double-sided. And that's the one that we're going to use today. So, I like that color. Doesn't take much for sure. I really like that color though. It's not like super pink and it's not like super nude either. Now for highlighters, I think I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Glow Kit. And I think we're going to use Summer and Moonstone, which are the two lightest ones in the palette. And then we're just going to go right on the highest point of our cheek. Right there. Ooh, that's some shimmer. Definitely very shimmery. I don't know if you can see it reflecting, but damn. It's crazy. So then we're down our nose, Cupid's bow, a little bit right there. And then I'm just going to take a regular shadow brush and then do my brow bone highlight. Alright, to fill in our eyebrows, I'm going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. No, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. It's the thicker one. One swoop, basically. Like I said, I don't go overboard. I just like it to make it look natural because I do have a scar in my eyebrow on both sides. So I just try and fill in my scar area basically and then make sure it all blends together to where it doesn't look like it's just dark in that one area. And then I'll take this spoolie on the other end and just kind of comb it all through, make sure it's all nice and blended. And then you're able to see any mistakes that you made. For mascara, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Paris Waterproof Voluminous Carbon Black. One of my favorites. Okay, so we have the top ones done. Don't forget to do your lower lashes. Larger Than Life Longwear eyeliner, and it is kind of like a beige color. It's not white, but it's not black either. So I'm just going to go along my waterline with that. And not with a heavy hand either. You kind of want to just go very lightly. That way you don't get your eyelashes at the bottom. Now for lips, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take two of my favorite colors ever, which are by Kat Von D. They are Lolita and Bow and Arrow, and I'm going to mix those together. So we're going to go in with our Lolita first. So that completes this tutorial. If you guys like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comment bar. I will respond back. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.